Alrighty, so now we're gonna be talking about the timers. So there are multiple timers that are given in JMeter. So one is constant, the another one is uniform, and the third one is random Gaussian random timer. Okay, so the way we can get to the timer is go to your thread group, then add the timer. So these are all the timers that we can use. We can use the bean shell in case if these one do not satisfy our need. So in our case, the constant timer is it's gonna create a constant delay between each request. Let's say if you put 10 seconds, that means the very first request is going to be triggered, and then after 10 seconds the other request will be triggered. The thread delay will be 10 seconds. Okay, so similarly is going to be for a random timer. It's going to be randomly timed. Let's put the constant timer, let's put it here, let's put 3 seconds. Now we have 3 seconds constant timer. Okay, for us to see the random timer, the very first thing that we have to do is we have to import, or we have to get the view result table listener. So all we can do is we can go to the listener and let's have view result table. So the reason we have this is because it's going to tell us when will our request be fired and how long will it delay for, and then how long after the second request is going to be fired. So over here we have 3 seconds, over here we have a way to see it, and now let's save it and let's fire. Now you can see right after 3 seconds this request was fired, and after 3 seconds the next request was fired. Okay, so this is a constant timer in a nutshell. Now let's talk about the uniform random timer. Let's add a uniform random timer. Let's take it up on the top as well. Let's disable this one, and uniform timer. Over here what it says is it's gonna put a random delay, but the random delay is the maximum random number of the delay would be 100 milliseconds. It cannot exceed 100 milliseconds in this case. Okay, but it's gonna be random within the 100 millisecond range. So if we run it again, so this will be really hard to tell because the delay is really small, but it is within the 100 milliseconds. Okay, now let's get the another one. Alrighty, so the next timer that we're going to be talking about is Gaussian random timer. Let's put that timer in. Okay, so over here you guys must be expecting you guys must be asking what exactly is this deviation mean, and what exactly is this constant delay offset means. Constant delay offset means is this is the time that it is going to wait, or this deviation is based off of this offset time. That means, so the delay would be between, or most of the requests will be triggered after 200 milliseconds and before 400 milliseconds. So this standard deviation is going to be minused from this constant delay offset, and it is going to be plus in this constant delay offset. It's pretty much like this is, let's assume that this is a line, and this line represents 300 milliseconds. So standard deviation is 100 below 300 and 100 above 300. So which gives us from 200 milliseconds to 400 milliseconds. So the requests will be triggered randomly within that range. Okay, so pretty much there is nothing much to it, and this is the whole main idea behind this. Already, let's talk about the uniform random timer. So there is a formula. The way it is calculated by this small formula. It is 0.x multiplies by the random delay maximum, max, and then that is added with the constant delay offset. Okay, in this this is the reason that it is called random timer, because the code is going to pick a random number from 0 to 9, and then it will put it in this formula and get the main time. Okay, so 0.9 multiplied by random delay maximum, which is 100 in our case, and then the offset is 0. So what I will do is, if this is the case, let's say if the randomly they pick 9, the random number that has been picked is 9, so the delay will be 990 milliseconds. So that is going to be the delay. Okay, so this is a pretty simple formula. Alrighty, so the next, so that is going to conclude our timers. You guys will be able to do 99% of the use cases with these 3 timers. So in case if you guys have to write a small bean shell script, we will get into that later, but you can also, in case if you want to have a complex use case where you have to do a complex timer calculations, then we can use the bean shell timer for that. Okay,